Hey everybody, it's Kelly, and today I'm back with you to scrap a Christmas layout. So the first thing I'm doing is I've decided I'm going to use that green polka dot paper there, which is from Doodlebug the Petite Prince, and it's the Grasshopper Swiss dot. I want to use that as my background. And then I love that heart paper there. That's from Elle's Studio, 'Tis the Season, and it's called Evergreen. I love it so much, I really want to use that as a big feature. And so I'm trying to figure out how to use that as a background. And the reason I want to use that heart paper is this is my grandson, and he was 4 this Christmas. He'll be 5, actually 5 by the time this goes up. But he was totally in love with Santa this year and the magic of Christmas. So I just think the heart's so appropriate. I do want something to pull those colors together, though, those two colors, and that's where this stripe paper is going to come in. That's Elle's Studio 'Tis the Season. It's the countdown paper. And it uses all the colors that's in both of the other two papers. So that'll coordinate the layout nicely. It's a great way to, if you're trying to figure out how to coordinate pattern papers, one of the things to do is to pull a multicolored paper like a stripe or a dot, something with a multicolored pattern in it, and then find solids with those colors in it. And now I know that heart paper isn't a solid, but the green and red are closely related, so they are kind of considered not a solid, but something like it. So anyway, I have the stripe paper cut down into a band to mat the photos. And I was using my centering ruler there to mat those photos. Now I'm going to trim down the heart paper, and I'm going to take an inch off of each side of that. And that way I can just put it on there like that. Now I am putting that whole page of Doodlebug paper behind it. I do have a ton of those pieces of paper, so I don't feel so bad about not, gutting this one. Sometimes I gut them, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. And what I'm going to do in this particular case is I'm going to leave that stripe paper as wide as the entire 12 by 12. Now, as I was doing my December daily, and I did do this particular layout on Christmas Eve, but as I was going through my December daily, I was reminded I still had this ho 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 wood veneer, and you can't use that on a ton of different types of layouts. So I decided to get it on one of the layouts I knew that I had about Santa, and that's this one. That Santa or that ho 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 wood veneer is from Elle Studio. It's from their Christmas collections for 2017. Sorry, everybody. I'm taping this actually on New Year's Eve, and I'm still working through my cold. Hopefully by the time this goes up, I will be done with that. Anyway, I have those green chipboard letters, and they are from American Crafts, the shoebox stickers. And I decided I really wanted to use that bright green, so I'm just kind of getting a feel for that title. Originally, I thought I was going to put it down in the bottom and then use that jolly word from Recollections from Michael's, and that was from last year. I thought I was going to use that at the top, but I'm going to change this out. And then I also did grab that little postcard letter to Santa, and that is from American Crafts, the Peppermint Express collection, which is a few years old, and it's the cardstock die cuts. So as I'm working with this, I decided I didn't like the title on the right and that ho 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 on the left. It was just too big things, too much focus in the bottom, and I was losing the focus on the photos. Like putting the two big things on either sides of the photos would draw your eye, and that's what's going to happen here. So I decided to move that ho 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 to the far right and the Just Giddy title more to the left there. Excuse me. Now the other thing is that I do want to get some wood veneer on that top title there so that it's pulling the title and the cluster on the bottom right together. So I grabbed a star, a wood veneer star, and that again is from the Elle Studio from the 2017 Christmas collections. All right, now I have these acrylic pieces, that stocking in particular from the 'Tis the Season frosted acrylic shapes from last year, and I want to get those used up. So I decided to try to use that stocking and the present on this layout. The present isn't going to make it, but I am going to use the stocking. and thinking about where I'm going to put that word jolly and kind of playing around, and I actually like it up there. So now I have 3 spots of wood veneer to kind of draw your eye around the layout. Again, that's the rule of 3, and you use it to draw your eye around. So you try to sort of follow the photos so that your eye travels, and that's kind of what's happening here. Now I'm looking for more die cuts or other pieces that I can put on the layout here. And I'm going to find a few things that I sort of play around with, but they're not going to end up on this. I'm going to go to something else in the end. I did find that one little banner there that says "Soaking Up the Season," which is so appropriate. The title is just Giddy here because he was giddy when he met Santa this year. When my daughter-in-law posted these photos, that was what she posted them as, and he just was, I mean, I can see how excited he is in the smiling, and in the middle photo he's looking at him kind of seriously. That's his sort of serious look when he's trying to figure out what you're saying, and he's paying a lot of attention. So, all right. All right, now I'm getting these things down and just adding a little bit of ATG to the back of the pieces there, and then I just want to kind of move the adhesive to just onto the wood itself. All right, and I still want something by that word jolly. So now I've gone to my green die cuts from Elf Studio there, and they're mixed from cut-apart sheets and from their cut-apart labels and some from actual die-cut packs. So, and they're from lots of different years. So I don't have a particular place that this is from. That one is kind of creamy colored, so it might be from something from Good Cheer, but it might not be. Hard to tell. Good Cheer or Joyful could be either one of those 2 collections. All right, so I'm getting some of these pieces down now, and I'm not finished with my clusters. I'm not happy with them, but I'm going to glue some of these pieces down so that I commit to something. It'll help me make further decisions. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep moving things around. Excuse me. And if you find that you're doing that, and you're moving things around too much, glue something down, and that'll make you commit to something. So I'm looking through some of my labels from this year to see if any of that makes sense, and I just didn't find the right shapes. I decided that I do kind of like where my title is, so now I'm going to glue that down, and I'm adding my Scotch tacky glue from my fine line bottle, just because these are chipboard letters, and these are actually fairly heavy ones, so I want to make sure that I get those glued down. All right. Getting my exclamation point there because he was completely giddy, so that's a great spot for an exclamation point. Okay, so now, and I'm sorry, I bumped my camera there. All right, and I'm just doing a little bit of trimming to get this trimmed up properly here. And when I bump my camera, I bumped it so that the layout is out of position now, so sorry about that, everybody. You can still see it, and I will provide you with some still shots and a couple of detail shots. You can see this a little bit better too. All right, there's the jolly down. Now I'm going to work on getting some acrylic shapes placed here. And I like the little stocking over there, which is appropriate. This is about Santa. And you can't see that, but I don't love the other stocking up where it, the other stocking anywhere on this layout, and it ends up not making it. So I do have a few more Christmas layouts to to get scraps, so I'm really going to make an effort to get that stocking and that present on another layout. So now I go back to the L Studio, it was another Christmas pack from this year, and it contained the words Merry and Joy and then a couple of other shapes. So that's where that acrylic heart comes from, and then I'll grab the star. There's a red star that I just grabbed from that pack there. All right, so I'm liking the way those things look. And again, I apologize, the red star is above, or the red star is next to the jolly, and there's a green heart that's above the Just Giddy title. And you'd be able to tell that if I hadn't bumped my camera. I've been doing that a lot lately for some reason. All right, so just so that you know, I did, after it was all finished, remembered that as I was cleaning up, I found the enamel dots I meant to put on this layout. So I added some enamel dots in red from the Cartabella A Very Merry Christmas collection from the Adhesive Enamel Shapes, and you will see that on my still shot and a couple of detail shots. A little bit of journaling here to do, and I am all finished. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!